If you've got your Bibles, turn to John 5 because we're going to read a little bit about Jesus being a waymaker, miracle worker, a promise keeper, and light in the darkness, in the healing at the pool. So we're John 5, verses 1 to 14. A little bit of context. The pool of Bethsaida or Bethsaida was a pagan pool. And we're going to watch a clip from The Chosen again where they'll sort of go into this in a bit more detail. But lots of people in this passage would gather at this pool in the hope of being healed by an angel, in quotes, when the waters bubbled up. But Jesus is the light in the darkness. So if you've managed to find John 5, verses 1 to 14, without further ado, let's read this together. So sometime later, Jesus went up to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish festivals. Now there is in Jerusalem near the sheep gate a pool, which in Aramaic is called Bethesda, and which is surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. Here a great number of disabled people used to lie, the blind, the lame, the paralyzed. One who was there had been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him, "Do you want to get well?" "Sir," the invalid replied, "I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I'm trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me." Then Jesus said to him, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk." At once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked. The day on which this took place was a Sabbath. And so the Jewish leaders said to the man who had been healed, "It is the Sabbath. The law forbids you to carry your mat." But he replied, "The man who made me well said to me, 'Pick up your mat and walk.'" So they asked him, "Who is this fellow who told you to pick it up and walk?" The man who was healed had no idea who it was, for Jesus had slipped away into the crowd that was there. Later, Jesus found him at the temple and said to him, "See, you are well again. Stop sinning, or something worse may happen to you." The man went away and told the Jewish leaders that it was Jesus who had made him well. So let's just watch this scene on The Chosen. First of all, then, I suppose if we're anyone in that story, we are the person in the invalid state in a way. Okay, so invalid is sort of the definition of someone who's sick and unable to take care of themselves, especially for a long time. The Greek word for invalid there is athanasia, and it basically refers to an ailment that deprives someone of enjoying or accomplishing what they would like to do. One of the things I like about watching those clips is you start to realize actually it's quite good fun to be with Jesus. Do we think that? Do we believe that? Is our experience it's fun to be with Jesus? Because it should. Jesus brings life that is truly life. And, Jesus allows us to enjoy life and to accomplish all that we were designed to accomplish. But there was this ailment, in verse 14, it says, "See, you are well again, stop sinning, or something worse might happen to you." There's a bit of a mystery here because in this case, Jesus implies that the crippled man, this person who is invalid, is due to his own sin. And the sort of maybe refers to that. He's decided to try and put his hope in something other than God. He's trying to put his hope in being at this pool or whatever. But, a few chapters on in John 9, Jesus also insists that the condition of the man who was born blind had nothing to do with anyone's sin. So it seems that some sickness may be related to some sins, but you can't and shouldn't deduce the one from the other. So, in a way, though, sin is like this deadly disease. It's inhibiting us, it's stopping us, it's bending us out of shape. It's crippling us. It's making us invalid. It's stopping us enjoying life as it should be enjoyed. And the only solution is Jesus. So let's pause for a moment. What is it that's depriving us or depriving you of enjoying or accomplishing what you've wanted? What have maybe we lost? Not necessarily the ability to walk as we saw in the clip there, but maybe there's something that's stopping you. Might be fear or anxiety or some sort of addiction or some sort of, something you don't feel you've got any power over. And I suppose the question which sort of Jesus asked in the clip there, when Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in the condition for a long time, he asked him, "Do you want to get well?" So that might be quite a pointed question. Do you really want to get better? Or are you happy to eke out your days lounging around here with the few excuses that someone else always gets in first? Might be one interpretation. Jesus sort of implied, have you given up? Have you given up? Have you settled for less than you could be? I'm getting a slight bit of feedback here, Andy. I don't know if you want to just turn it down slightly. Do we want to be healed? Is it going to take us out of our comfort zone? And in a way, this is why, as Pete mentioned earlier, I've been challenged a little bit over the summer when I was at New Wine, that are we allowing God to come and say to us, do you want to be healed? Or, and that's why we're going to have a little bit of a time of opportunity, if you want to, or a bit of time of worship at the end, where, if you want to have some prayer or you just want to spend that bit of time with God. I just felt that in the services, we were almost the seed that had been sown through the worship and through everything that had gone through the service, because it was quite a hard ending. So, okay, we've finished our song, I'll go and have some coffee. Actually, that might be seed falling on hard ground. And we need to maybe soften the ending a little bit so that we can allow God's seed just to settle into our hearts a bit more and, allow us to sort of listen to God and what he might be saying to us and what he might be, wanting to heal us of or wanting to do with us or challenge us about or encourage us with or whatever. So that's why we're going to sort of finish, hopefully in a minute. I'm not going to be much longer. And we're going to just have that time of worship. And there'll be opportunity. If you want to come and receive prayer, there'll be opportunity for that as well. So just a few questions as we lead up to that then. Have we given up? Have we settled for less than what we could be? Do we want to be healed? Are we at some sort of pool? What are we putting our hope in? What things bubble up? I mean, for me, it might be, I don't know, the next latest drone or something. Oh, that's gonna satisfy me. What is it that we think we're putting our hope in that's going to satisfy us? That's going to bring us that life that's truly life? Because nothing's going to do that other than what Jesus does in our lives. What do we look to? What are we seeking? What do we think is going to make us whole? I'm going to read a little clip because it's from a book called That Sounds Fun, which is it's a really powerful book, actually. And apologies if I get a bit teary as I read some of this. It's by Annie F. Downs, and it sort of describes really weirdly, I think, the condition of all of us, and maybe the condition of that man at the pool. And I'm just going to read it and just allow it to maybe allow it to sort of kind of go into your hearts. So we feel something lacking in our lives. We sense that this place in us that used to be filled isn't filled anymore, even on our best days. It may be just a squeak sometimes, but other days it's a roar in our ears that something has been lost and we don't know how to find it, and we won't be able to find it. But we miss it because we know it used to be filled. What is that thing? What are we missing that make us feel its loss. You think I'm going to say fun here, and while that isn't wrong, I've realised that it's too simple an answer. You know that, don't you? You know that, like I know, that because it doesn't matter how hard we try or where we look, we can't seem to find that thing we've all lost. That buzz you get from a glass of wine, his hand around your waist, while it feels awesome, doesn't return to you what you have lost. Even the best day, lined up from start to finish, still leaves you wondering if it's all going to crash down around you tomorrow. Because that thing, whatever it is still missing. I saw a video on Instagram the other night of an outdoor event where multiple massive games of Jenga were stacked on tables beside each other. They were all set up and down two sides of a sidewalk in the middle of a grassy knoll. They were stacked and being carefully played by multiple groups of people. Everyone seemed to be having a great time playing these large versions of a fun group game. Suddenly, a college-aged girl ran by the camera and shoved all 5 Jenga stacks, sending pieces flying. A drive-by or run-by, destroying of everyone's good time. In the video, a woman screamed and people threw their hands in the air and everyone was super frustrated that they were playing a game until this girl came and crumbled everything. After I watched the video, I couldn't fall asleep because I kept wondering if a cosmic version of that was going to happen in my life the next day. I'm not here to tell you to carp your DMs or to seize your days. That's not the solution. To me, that is just the other side of the same coin, asking where to find the thing we have lost and what's the quickest way to escape from here or fill in the gap of what is missing with everything we can find. I think a truer statement is that what we have lost is real, that the thing we know is missing is no joke, it's legit. While the world may look at your life and tell you you have everything, you know the quiet, nagging whisper of truth. We have lost Eden. We have lost peace. We have lost the foundation upon which genuine fun can be built. And we have to search for it. So are we searching? Or have we given up? Because Jesus comes and he says, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk." At once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked. And when Jesus said "get up," the word is one regularly used in the New Testament to describe the resurrection. Here is a part of the inner secret of Jesus' work. He isn't trying to use one force within the existing creation to put right something else that's gone wrong within the same old creation. He is bringing new life, a new creation. It bursts through into the present world, bringing healing and new possibilities. Jesus is the one who brings life. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus is our, if you like, path back to Eden, our path back to how we are able to live life that is truly life. And he comes and he says to each one of us this morning, do you want to be healed?